The Lord be with you and with your spirit. Lift up your hearts. We lift them up to the Lord. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. It is truly right and just. Here's my question. We say this every day, right? Every Sunday at Mass, every day if we go to daily Mass. Lift up your hearts. And the response that we all say is, we lift them up to the Lord. But my question is, do we? Do we truly lift up our hearts to the Lord? I think sometimes we may have certain wounds or even certain things in our heart, maybe things that we know shouldn't be there. And so we have our heart and want to present our petitions to the Lord. We want to ask him for certain things, but we aren't exactly willing to lift up our hearts to the Lord. If you actually watch the priest's hands at this point in the Mass, it's the Lord be with you, right? And the hands come out and then lift up your hearts. And the priest literally lifts his hands to show, using our bodies to show that motion of we're lifting our hearts up to the Lord. But sometimes I think we hesitate to actually lift up our heart, because if we lift the heart closer, in other words, what we're basically saying is, Lord, we're giving you a closer look at our heart, which should be a beautiful thing. And we should be willing and desire to do this, because the Lord wants to purify us. He wants to help us. He wants to take those little slivers and the splinters and thorns. He wants to eliminate the wounds that are present in our hearts. But in order to do that, we have to present it to him. Have you ever done it where you go to prayer and you're like, Lord, here I am. I'm an open vessel. I'm an open book. Lord, I'm ready to talk to you about anything in my life. Except that one thing in the corner, we're not going to look at that, Jesus. Remember, we're not talking about that. That's my thing that I think I need to have my comfort to be where I need to be, to feel fulfilled. We need to lift it all up to the Lord and allow him to purify us, right? Lift it up, right? To the fire of his love so that he can truly melt away like gold that's refined in the fire, melt it away. We might be really scared, but whatever it is that we're trying to hold on, whatever it is that we're trying to hide to not show the Lord, if we allow him into that place, sure, he might take it away, or he might ask us to let go of it, but he's going to replace it with his presence and his love, which is far greater than whatever it is that we're trying to cling to. I promise. I promise, I promise, I promise. So let us truly lift up our hearts to the Lord today, bring everything before him, and be not afraid.